Yo, welcome to another episode of Fun with Dumb. Today I got a special co-host who I've been rocking with for quite a while. His name is PK, Paul Kim.
What's up?
Pastor's kid.
Problem kid.
He's known me since I was like the age of like 16, 17 years old. I don't know why he was hanging out with 16-year-olds back then, but the dude was... I played at a lot of his showcases that he would do in the neighborhood, give opportunities for young Asian kids to perform on a stage, and he gave me an opportunity a couple times to perform, and then eventually I hosted and did a bunch of stuff with them. What's up, PK?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me. I've been watching this online, so it's good to be here.
Yeah, man. I know you got like 16 kids and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, PK's out here fucking.
He got a Mexican amount of kids.
He does, man. I don't know shit.
3, just to clarify. And collaboration, Asian Talent Show, you can check it out. It's collaboration with a K. Dumbfounded literally has done everything on there. You started a freestyle battle, you performed on there, you've been a guest performer, you've been a judge.
If it wasn't for collaboration, I'd be shooting up right now. So thank you so much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're welcome.
And then our special guest here today is one of PK's friend. I just met him right now, a comedian and writer by the name of Ian Edwards. Hey, what's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
How are you?
I'm good, man. Good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Welcome to the Fun with Dumb Studios. This is my stand-up comedian correspondent from this moving forward over here.
Oh, word.
And
Dope.
Yeah, the plug to all the comedians.
I'm here on the first day of your job.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, first of all, I gotta say I've been watching for a long time. Def Comedy Jam, I remember. The whole 20 VHS tape collection. I've watched it like 5 times.
Don't make it sound so old, man.
It is,
Jesus,
but I'm just saying,
down.
like, you paid your
He said the format of the tape, the VHS joint.
And it's awesome seeing you continue to blow up, especially with Joe Rogan giving you so much props, like, as you should. And I'm always going to be thankful to you because you performed at Collaboration.
Oh, yeah.
And you crushed it.
Oh, did he? When did you perform there?
Ian did.
Can't remember exactly.
It was like 2008 or something around there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it was like the Orpheum. Like, it was big.
Yeah.
It was a couple
huge.
thousand
It was
people,
crazy.
and he killed it.
Was he the first black guy to ever perform at Collaboration?
First and only. Tony Rock's supposed to
First and only.
Tony Rock's supposed to do the one after, and the security guards were racist or something, and said, no, you're not supposed to be. And Tony got all like,
What?
Shit.
He was like, fuck this shit, and he
Tony
left.
took a picture like, hey, I'm here. He showed like where he was.
Yeah.
I came.
Oh,
These guys are being assholes, and I go, so sorry. Yeah.
Well, he's not the first and only.
No.
Anderson .Paak played it too.
No, comedian.
Oh, comedian.
Yeah, comedian. Yeah, Anderson .Paak did collab. That's crazy.
What happened to Collaboration? Y'all don't do it no more?
It's still going, but because of
Asians have mad opportunities now. They're like,
Oh, they don't need your little collaboration no more?
this shit is too community. Let's get out of here.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
It got big at one point. We did the Shrine, 6,300
Oh,
people.
shit.
Yeah.
I looked up your Wikipedia page and I saw one thing. I was interested. I was like, I saw that you were writing on Lyricist Lounge.
Yeah.
That what was that? Were you just a writer on there or what? Like,
Yeah, I was a writer on that show. That was like probably my second writing job ever. And it's like so much fun.
yeah, what kind of stuff were you like writing? Like
Like I wrote some of the rap sketches,
yeah,
which I've never done before. And but the rappers, they do the rhyme. We
Right.
we come up with scenarios.
Yeah.
And some of the scenarios they came up with, but we just collaborated on those and regular sketches too.
Yeah, that's
And-
dope because I was a huge
yeah.
fan of that growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was so creative. I feel like it'd be dope to have something like that again. But
Yeah, that should definitely be back. That was a fun show because Hollywood is weird
yeah.
because they bought the show, right? But I feel at some point they feel like they're still not. We bought the show, but we really have no intention of putting this show on the air.
Right.
And you find that out when they really intend to put the show on the air.
Yeah.
So I was there for that moment when we're doing the pilot and we're writing and we're working on it, and then we go to the MTV studios for like a table read.
Yeah.
And the rappers are all there and all the actors are there. So then we have to like do the sketches, and the rappers are not just reading it; they're performing the shit, and it's like hot.
Yeah.
And they're killing it, and then you could see the execs' minds go, "We got to put this shit on."
That's tight.
We might have been bullshitting before.
Right.
Or you'd be like, yeah, we're gonna do this.
Y'all,
thing, but
y'all
this is
just was
fire.
like, it's gonna make it
Yeah,
on, but
yeah.
they had a moment like this shit's tight.
We
Yeah,
got to do this. Yeah,
That's dope.
It was fun to be there for that.
I feel like, a lot of this shit, you got to kind of see it up front, and that's probably what they experienced when they saw it live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because their shows, they pay for, and after a table read, they're like, we're not doing this. You know?
Yeah.
So you could, or there's people who lose a job that they've signed like a few years contract for in a table read.
Right.
If you do a terrible job at the table, they welcome you. There's food. Your name is on the table. You have a parking spot. You have a terrible table read.
That's fucked up.
They're like, I think we got the wrong person. They don't consider it might be a bad day or this person will catch up to speed.
Yeah.
This is way more ruthless than sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think it's also like it's a test of like chemistry, I think, with the cast, right? Like that's what it is. Like
I think execs don't have time to do more than one chemistry test.
Right.
So you just have to deliver as a performer.
Yeah.
In that moment that they've given you, or else it's a wrap.
And it was crazy. Like I read a book, Malcolm Gladwell, Blink. Like the human mind, like whatever preconceptions they have, whatever. Like as soon as they meet you, it all factors in to their judgment in that moment. Like
I've given pretty unfair judgments to people on first impressions too.
First impressions.
Oh yeah,
and
like why? What type?
I think it's just vibes or something. Just, some people have like a unfortunate face too.
Yeah.
No, real talk.
No.
Like some people have an unfortunate face.
I have that sometimes too, where like if there's some friends of mine, people are like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And then for me, I'm like, I'm standing right here too, motherfucker.
Right.
But so I get what you're saying. Like everybody's not always open to me. Maybe it's something I'm giving off, and then some people are like mad open.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, it was like also for me, like when I was growing up and I was rapping, I was like the arrogant young like underground rapper, and I met like my managers now used to be a group that did super pop like type music, and I've known them forever. But back in the day, I was such a like lyricist that I was like, yo, fuck this mainstream shit, and I hated him forever. And
That's
then
hilarious.
a couple of years ago, I met with them and they were like, yeah, man, like we should work together. Like, I can help you out and stuff. And I was like, damn, why did I hate these guys again? Like, you know what I mean? It was like fucked up. But you could do that shit with relationships forever. Like you never know until you actually sit down with them and you're like, fuck, I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've realized that many occasions where I'm the fucking asshole, and I didn't give a fair assessment of that person. But
and they could tell that you were being an asshole to them without you being an asshole to them. So then they were standoffish.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's happened to me. I've done that.
We were talking that last time with Bobby Lee and Bobby Hundreds who were here. We were talking about these invisible wars that we have with people. Where like we have this like hatred for each other.
Bobby has 1,000 invisible wars.
Yeah, that's true. His shits are visible. Like, his shits aren't even invisible.
There's a lot of wars going on in Bobby's head. He's a great fucking human being.
Yeah, it is. It's Bobby's an interesting character. He seems so positive too. I don't know. For the most part, like the energy exudes, but somehow he has mad beefs.
Yeah. He has beefs.
He has more beefs than rappers.
It's hilarious. But with who? He thinks he has?
No, I mean, I just hear
people?
about him, like, obviously stuff on the show. Like, guests, his friends will come on the show and be like, remember we hated each other? Or like, I hated you or you hated me. I was like, damn, like, what did you do?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Bobby, I know he kind of had a falling out with one of our comedian friends. I don't want to say, but at Laugh Factory, I didn't know. And
just say it, Kevin Shea. He was on the show. He said it.
He did?
Listen, I don't know what happened, but that's Kevin's fault.
Oh yeah. No, but I'm saying like at the.
I'm just gonna say, Kevin, it's your fucking fault.
I mean, the thing, what I like about comedians and their beefs is they'll like really say it like in public every chance they get. Like podcasts or what. I've noticed that. Like Cats are savage. I had Kevin on here and Bobby. Like they both just go at it. Yeah. Like Bobby had a whole episode where he was going off on Kevin, and Kev came on here and he said his piece. And
I gotta watch it. But I was drinking and laugh. I was hosting, and then they were both on the same lineup, and I guess this is our first time they've seen each other in a while. And I I brought them together. Like I pushed them together, and I did this emotional.
Oh, they were pissed.
So I did this emotional speech because I didn't know how deep the beef went. I was like, "Hey, you guys are like my older brothers in comedy. You guys are my role model. Come on, let's kill the beef. Stop!" And they were just staring at each other, and then they walked away. And I go, "What?
You better take that positive shit somewhere else."
I go, "What happened?" And I was like, "Whoa, this is deeper than I thought." So
no, it's not even deep. I think it's just super petty. If that's from what I've heard. I've heard both shits, and I was like, this shit is petty as fuck.
yeah.
Knowing Kevin is probably petty.
Yeah. Just going back to your shit, like a lot of the shows that I feel like that you've written on or been part of, like, I'm just curious because I'm kind of learning about the process of like writing and getting on shows, but it seems like a lot of the shows has like a similar kind of vibe, and is it stuff like you've kind of chosen to work on, or is it just something you just kind of encountered on your path to, like, you know, project to project kind of, or do you get like picky with projects too? Like,
now that you say that, yeah, at first shit just happened, but then now I can afford to be picky. You know what I mean? Like I don't do everything,
right?
But at first, I think a lot of things organically happened that I ended up doing that I would want to do anyway.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't picky, I would have did the things that they gave me anyway.
Yeah, like,
and then now that I am picky,
you got the power of no.
I'm still doing the things I want to do.
Yeah, I feel like because I feel like maybe if you weren't picky about shit, like your resume would be like kind of all over the place or some shit. You know what I mean? It'd be like Full House and then like Boondocks or some shit. I don't know, like,
yeah. And I've done some shit that I didn't want to do. You know, you gotta survive so you can make money to stay in the game, to do the things that you want to do. But for the most part, I think I got lucky and did most of the shit that I wanted to do.
You were hilarious when you're on Punk'd. I remember you used to play a bunch of roles on Punk'd. I go,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Was that fun or was
Yeah, that was fun too. Yeah.
Punk'd?
How did you get in Punk'd? Was I saw that on the Wikipedia. I was curious about that.
Yeah, I saw the episodes. You're hilarious. So straight faced and never break character.
Yeah, which is like easy for me to do. I'm just straight faced Ian and shit.
Cats came out of there too, like Dax Shepard, right?
Yeah,
he came out of that too, and he had his own little solo acting career with all that shit.
Yeah.
But so like, because there's not many regulars on a show like that. That's like very particular kind of joint. Like,
I went on it. Well, Dax and them was first, and then maybe I'm like season 6 or some shit.
Right.
And they were having auditions. But the funny thing about the audition for me booking that was, like, I knew Kevin Hart back in the day. We used to hang out, and I know JB Smooth, and like maybe a week before the audition, like I hadn't booked anything the whole time I'd been out here. And I was like, I need to start asking my friends who book shit, like how they book it.
Right.
So I had a conversation with Kevin, and he gave me some ideas. And I had a conversation with JB, and they gave me some ideas. And I kind of, when I went into that audition, like a week later when I got it, the audition.
Yeah.
And like, just kind of like used some of the shit that they told me.
What was some of the stuff?
I think,
was it like audition tips or what?
Like, it was kind of audition tips. Like I seen, like Kev was like, you don't have to know all the lines, and don't let not knowing all the lines trip you up. You just have to. They're more into like believing you are this person than the lines on the page.
Right.
And then I just saw how those guys have no inhibitions and they have fun. And those are like little things, but they're huge in an audition room. And then just knowing those things and just like, so I could just say whatever the fuck I want and not give a fuck and just give them a take. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a solid take, and don't let not knowing the words trip me up and just be loose.
Yeah,
like that helped in that audition because it was like an improv audition
for me. Like I feel like that's the thing that fucks you up when you try to get word for word shit. Because most of the time, even when they have a script written word for word, it's the way that you wouldn't normally talk.
Yeah, exactly.
So that shit really fucks you up.
Yeah, and some writers can't write.
Yeah.
and you're auditioning with writers that can't write. I'm sure people have auditioned with shit that I wrote, and they're like, I fuck people up in auditions,
right?
Too. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're never gonna match the way cats are gonna talk, like from your script and stuff. What's a project that you've written on that you weren't feeling?
Oh, I did Short Circuit with Nick Cannon.
Oh, what was that? That was like a.
It's like a sketch show.
Oh, okay.
And it was going great at first.
Was that MTV or what?
It was MTV.
Okay.
And it was growing great at first. It was amazing. And then I don't know, the showrunner started kind of tripping.
Yeah.
And then there was a head writer, and then like one week I just said to him, "Hey man, I'm not coming back after tomorrow."
Yeah, yeah.
And then it was a Friday, and he's like, I get why you would say that, and then I just didn't go back.
What was he? Were they trying to do like an All That situation or something like that with like Nickelodeon's All That or like?
No, it was supposed to be like an edgy, sketch show. It was, and it actually ended up turning out good, but I don't know if they made some adjustments after I left, but the showrunner was kind of like, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do.
Yeah,
he was kind of erratic, changing his mind on stuff. And I was like, I'm out.
Did you start doing stand up before you started writing or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, stand up got me like writing jobs.
I saw that like you were like you're British Jamaican.
Yeah, my parents are Jamaican. I was born in England.
Shit.
But we moved to Jamaica when I was 9.
Okay.
And I grew up there.
I feel like maybe that you still got like a little accent or something. I kind of hear it. Like
absolutely.
Respect. But that you're a big soccer fan too, right? That's part of it. Like when you're over in the UK.
Yeah, I grew up on soccer, man. Played it my entire life. Watch the Premier League now.
Who's your team again?
Have a podcast about it. Manchester United.
That's right.
My boy is a huge. He used to have a podcast on The Ringer he's a Korean dude, Donnie Kwok.
Oh yeah.
And there was a whole like soccer thing. His team. I wish I was more of a soccer head. I just when Korea comes around and shit,
just World Cup,
like all the K-Town red shirts and shit.
We got a big player.
Y'all a big Sun? You're a big Sun fan?
Yeah.
I'm a big Sun fan.
Sun's killing it, right?
I tag Bobby every time now because that's his rival team. He's like,
I just read some shit about him. Like, didn't he break some records?
50 goals. Shit? Yeah. First Asian, I think, in Premier League to do 50 goals. Yeah.
He's good, man.
He's good.
I remember seeing him like a few years ago, and the guy I do the podcast with, Martin, he's a Spurs fan, and I'm like, Sonny's good. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to take credit for identifying how good I thought he was, like way before everybody's like on his dick now. But that motherfucker,
even before the Koreans were on.
Yeah, even before Koreans, before PK.
It's crazy is the chants that they have. It's crazy, and everybody does it in unison. They're wasted, and like they don't have those kinds of unified songs. Like that they have. Like during the match.
I don't know how they started. I read an article a long time ago. I can't remember how they started, but I know now they use the internet, and everybody knows the song.
Everyone knows the song.
Yeah.
Dang.
I was gonna ask you, PK, because we haven't been able to get you on here because you've just been busy as fuck. And like, how's that been balancing everything? With your 3 kids.
As you can see, I'm drinking a Blue Monster right now, and I'm dying.
Because I've been trying to schedule you to get on here for so long. You're like, I'm only available Saturdays from the hours of 11:39 to 12:15.
It's true, man. Well, I'm a recruiter. I get rejected all day, like nonstop cold calling, and then I do MC weddings on the weekend. I do stand up at night, and 3 kids. But like,
that's crazy.
But
man.
what I see, Ian, and the people who I've been watching, like now that they're blowing up, that's for me is the inspiration and dream to do what you love and stand up. Like when Ian said, now he has the power of no. I don't have the power of no. I got to do whatever I can.
Just every job.
I'm saying, like, so that the power getting to that point.
Do you like hosting weddings?
Not anymore. I've done 500 of them. I'm jaded.
What type of weddings you do?
Mostly Asian, but I've done all different types. Definitely. When I'm done, I'm gonna write all these bits about everything. I can't do it now because it's gonna kill the gigs.
You're you're like kind of official in the wedding hosting game.
I'm not gonna brag, but in the LA Southern California area, if there was rankings for Asian wedding MCs, top 3, bro, top 3. Hilarious. Right here. I've done 500.
You ever host a wedding and like check out a couple and be like, they're not gonna make it?
Yes, but I can never say.
The interesting thing about PK is hosting weddings. Out of the 500, there's a 300 divorce rate on his weddings. So I'm not saying that's all you,
I'm
but
not saying he's a bad luck host, but
What's crazy about weddings, and I feel conflicted about it, is because it helps pay the bills, feed my kids. But inside, and I'm married too, and it's marriage is hard, but the success rates are not good. It's 50% divorce rate, and then out of the 50% that are married, they're not all happy. We're talking about like a 25% success rate.
Why are people getting married then?
Out of tradition, their families.
I feel like it's kind of a old and dying tradition. But in the Asian community, there's still so many cats getting married. Like even young people,
family tradition.
Friends I know, they're all like, I'm getting.
Are they happy? Like the dudes that are getting married?
No, like what's funny? So a lot of these, I think the dude.
I'm very happy, babe.
A lot of the girls that I partied with in K-Town growing up, were like fun and ratchet, and they settled down with like a way more different type.
Well, they want the
way
bad,
more type.
They want the bad boy early, and then they want the nice
I
guy
was
later.
the fun guy, and then I'm just like, the one that got away, and she's with some herb, and I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, you were the hoe. You're the slut.
I was.
They used you, and then they went on.
I was used and abused,
to
man.
like a herb dude.
I was used and abused,
but it's like I feel like it's good for stability for kids. Other than that, I don't know. It's just tradition. People just do it out of tradition and like families.
I think it assures them that they're locked in. I think that's what it is. And you're technically not, because you can separate, you can divorce or whatnot, but it's harder to split. Like, if you divorce, like they're taking half your shit, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to be committed, like if you don't want half your shit taken.
Yeah. Well, and also this too, when you wear it.
Your shit gets taken when you're committed. Half your shit is taken.
That's a good point.
You just don't see it like that. But yeah,
that is a good point.
Yeah, you can't use your TV every time you want to use your TV.
Both accounts are all linked.
Yeah.
But that
so you can't spend the way you would want to,
right?
Because you're accountable to somebody.
Is that like that with you? Like, does she see?
Yeah,
everything,
money. Joint everything, it has to be all regular.
So you can't have some random like Venmo transactions. That's very sus. Like,
what is this?
Maybe you could have some like a Cash App account that.
When you're sharing though, the dumbest thing is whenever I get inquiries of the shared email, Chris and Amy at Gmail, whatever, that never lasts. Like we're just gonna use one Gmail account together, and then that fades away real quick.
There's no like weird purchases that. I mean, not weird, but like, you say you want to, does that go away, the urge to kind of splurge on like a big, materialistic item, like when you're married? I'm just curious, like.
Of course.
That just goes away.
Like, it goes away?
No, I'm saying like you get regulated, and so you have to set rules like, hey, anything over 100, we got to talk about. Like,
That's
you can't
hilarious.
just go buy anything you want.
Right. Like, what's an example like of something you might buy?
Even like some electronic equipment or whatever, like you just, I'm like, I just want it, and I've done it before and then gotten yelled at, like, you can't just use the money and buy whatever you want.
It's funny. It's like, I want to buy this piece of electrical equipment,
right?
But I got to go and put up a law case. I got to present a case.
True. And my wife's an attorney.
Like a proposal.
For this.
And my
so
wife's an
it's
attorney.
a PowerPoint thing, and
you gotta have a deck.
walking back and forth. What my client is saying, Your Honor, is basically
you gotta have a deck ready, and present your deck in a keynote presentation. Damn, that's rough, bro.
It's just, and also when you have kids, love you, babe, thank you, but it's just because you're exhausted, the sex life just. Man,
that is like, you talk about it a lot.
No, I'm just saying, on stage, because I'm trying to build a bit about it, but it's just when you see all the single friend entertainers in their life, you just got to kind of block that out. Like, damn, dude,
Listen, man, the grass ain't always green on the other side.
Yeah, I keep hearing that from people who are having a lot of sex.
But it's just sexist problems.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Expand.
No, I don't think I don't believe that all rappers and everything just get mad pussy all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't believe that shit, because I know a lot of rappers too, and people, like, performers are awkward people.
Yeah.
That's what cats don't realize when they're not, this grand performer or entertainer. Like, they're awkward off stage. They're not like. they don't go up to girls and try to spit game, and it's that easy for cats.
Yeah.
People are really socially awkward, like in the entertainment business, in real life.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and that's why maybe they have that thing where they're funny or they rap and shit, because then girls come up to them. But they're not cold call type people,
right?
Where they go up to girls and like, "What's up, girl? Can I get your number?" Like the ugliest homie with the worst job, like that motherfucker's outgoing, like in the circle, who's, you know, just kind of, he breaks the ice and shit. And,
Yeah.
You're married. You can't get me too'd.
Look at the brighter side of things. Yeah, that's a good point.
Listen, it's good and bad to both.
Yeah, of
You know what I
course.
mean?
No, not. I mean, now that I'm older, my kids are getting older. I'm all about focusing on stand up and trying to, you know, make the dream come true. But if there's a point when you're drowning in like the bills and mortgage and on kid, where you feel a dream slipping away and like you get depressed.
That's when you fight harder, bro.
Yeah,
That's when you go harder.
That's true.
Yeah, if you with somebody who was trying to drown you, hold your head underwater, you'd fight harder.
It's when you leave your kids for a couple months, just go tour.
Can I ask you something? Would you say, because I feel like for you it happened everything organically. You're never like, it's just, you're just being a dope comedian, just keep writing and everybody knows you're dope. And then it was, I remember when Joe Rogan, he pretty much kept talking about how dope you were. Did you feel like that huge, like a lift in terms of like, man, it's opening up more?
I mean, it's a gradual thing.
Yeah.
Because like fans of Joe are fans of Joe.
He's a monster. Like
he's killing it, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then they have their own lives, but it definitely helped a lot, and there's still like a lot more work to be done. I can't just rely on Joe, and a lot of people have like helped out. And that's a good thing about comics, like Joe, Burr, Tosh, and just, you know, Conan. Like I think when people think you're funny, and like comics love funny, you know, the comics, they love other people who are funny,
right?
And sometimes your first fans are other comics who think you're funny, and then they'll if they have means and ways to like push you or anything, they'll help because they love funny.
I always find it weird though, because like, you know, I've known this even on the music side, like no matter how, for me, I've had big cats like try to co-sign or whatever, but it doesn't necessarily mean like all of a sudden like you get this surge of people who fuck with you. You know, you can get a dude with millions of followers on Instagram like post you, and you won't really see that many, you know, people coming over, trickling over. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've never really had like ever kind of that one thing that was kind of a break. Really, my shit's just been kind of just gradual, get grabbing fan by fan a little bit, you know. Be nice to have that one like moment where it's just it's all gradual.
Plus I think Instagram is kind of throttling like people's accounts from growing. That's how I feel about mine. And then but the good thing about Joe and Burr, you know, like when I have shows coming up, they told me, just let me know, and they'll like repost and tweet, and that shit helps a lot.
That's tight. They'll be like, you can let me know to post it instead of like being like, can you post this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll just hit them up. I don't do it like a lot, you know. You know, because
you got to use that shit, right? Like,
I was just like, hey, you know,
But you're probably like only one of a few handful of people in the world that can. I mean, so here's the thing. At the top of the top, when you say like comics, you know, the supporter level, that's at the top. You know, I'm in the mid-level, and there's still like everybody's kind of, and then you go to like the open mic scene where people are, it's like just, it's not love, you know, it's like a lot of
the open mic scene,
just like, you know, when you see the top, like of course they're all supporting, love each other, and you know, I remember Andrew Schultz did this video like, in LA, like everybody's loving, that's at the top when everybody's, you know, hilarious. Where there's love, right? And everybody,
I think there's love in the open mic scene though. I see like some of it going on, and I see like a lot of love. There's definitely
way like less people who are
fighting,
barely making their rent payment. You know, like
I mean, I've been seeing it's been a new experience for me. You know, I've only been doing stand up like a couple years now, and like when I go to these it's funny too because I come from the music side and I'm getting booked for shows and festivals and stuff. But like when I try to do comedy, I gotta like slide into DMs like, please, can I get 5 minutes?
You gotta work, especially
for like the most struggle like shows, But it's dope. It's humbling. But I also do that because I came up that way in music, and I understand like that's how you do it and get respect in the game. Definitely. Like I was just in New York last weekend. I just did my first New York show, and I did that because they posted a comedy.
Where'd you perform at?
It was at some bar called Vaughn, and they had comedy shows in the basement and stuff. But it was super indie, but it was dope. Like every comedian on that lineup was hilarious.
Yeah,
they were dope, and you can tell the scene is like strong there just from the people there. And
wouldn't you say there's the most stand-up comedians there's ever been?
Yeah,
ever,
most
right?
likely. Yeah,
and wouldn't you say? Back in the day, like most female comedians weren't that attractive, but there's so many hot female comedians now.
Yeah, there's a lot. There are hotter female comics,
like with a ton of followers, and so I'm like, what the heck?
There's nothing like, and it's funny what you said earlier. Is like there's a lot of hot female comics, and you slide in their DMs not to fuck, but to get spots. Hey,
that's
slide in your
hilarious.
DMs, get on your show.
There's also a lot of people, this has been going on. There's a lot of comedians who produce shows that aren't that funny, but they produce the show. So like you like slide in there and like, please, can I get on this show? And you get on it, and like it's been some awkward situations, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to even go in there. Let's just not go in there.
No, let's air our beef. So
No,
you have any beef? You have any beef here with anybody?
Nah, but it's dope. I mean, I feel like I'm learning more about like there's so much more. There's a lot of crazy indie shows around town.
There's so many shows.
Obviously, the 2 main clubs in Sunset, but beyond that, there's so much shit.
3 main clubs in Sunset, but there's even in K-Town, there's new rooms popping everywhere.
I used to do some shows in a bar with you.
Cafe Blue?
Yeah, Cafe Blue in
Oh,
K-Town.
really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to start a thing there.
Yeah.
Just because I think they have a good setup for a show.
It's literally like our home, but it's not good for comedy, man. It's good for music.
Nah, you got to train
It wasn't
the
bad.
waiters and shit, I think.
Yeah, it's not because there's nobody will be quiet there. It's nothing. I love Cafe Blue. It's like my favorite place in K-Town.
No, we got to just force it and just train them. Train the audience.
I'm gonna pass on comedy over there, but
I'm gonna try to do something. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, let's do it. Try it and see what's up. It wasn't bad. I had fun there.
What
Blue.
makes a good room actually?
I mean, like what I like about this Tao of Comedy place over here on Vermont is that it's just tight space, low ceiling, enclosed, quiet. Like you could just, it has to be quiet. Even if like one group of people at a booth are talking, it just like ruins the whole.
Yeah, but that's because most places are comedy clubs. The comedy clubs, like that's what people go there for. You gotta be quiet.
Yeah.
In other places, if you do it in pop-ups, you gotta let people know that it's a night of comedy.
I know, but some people
a good trained audience.
Obnoxious.
Yeah,
good trained audience, and you enforce the fact that this is comedy night.
Yeah.
And the people who come there want to see comedy, and the people who don't, you kind of get rid of them in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
And then people have a good experience and keep coming back and telling other people, in the right type of room. Intimacy is really good for comedy.
Yeah. You said this before, PK, about like, because you've dealt with a lot of untrained Asian audiences for comedy, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, a lot of the performance, even at Collaboration, a lot of those people had never experienced stand-up comedy. I feel like.
Yeah. I remember Joe Coy came and crushed it, but he like was one of the first people. But in terms of Asians, like we're the most uptight, and a lot of like religious concern. Like when, like if a lot of Asian people, if they heard Bill Burr for the first time, they're just like, they're just in shock.
Koreans or Asian people overall?
Especially Korean Christian group, but Asians overall are more like, and sensitive, like Latino crowds, black crowds, they don't laugh at themselves.
Well, we're also new. They're very newer. Not they, us. Like I'm Korean too, but we're all new to stand up because even in Korea, like stand up, it's just started.
Thing, yeah.
Like the whole thing just started.
Here's the thing that tripped me out too. This girl said in Chinese, there's no word for sarcastic. So when a Chinese comedian like Shang is being sarcastic, it's not even something they can comprehend. Like the term sarcasm. So they don't even know you're being like, sarcastic.
So there's no drawing for it? The word sarcastic.
Yeah, right. It's one character for every word. It's
no tree river. No, it's so they take everything face value. So you can't be, you know, like that. Even that, the language affects it all. It's a trip. But Asians are I hate this guy. You know, I've hosted a Laugh Factory for a long time. The guy that's bringing his girl or whatever, you could tell he's on a date. And he's just like looking at me, just mad dog. Like, don't even talk to me. Don't try to even do crowd work with me. Don't fuck up this date.
Asian?
Yeah, that happens so many times. Kind of like your age. Don't even go there.
Wait, what do you mean? Like he told you before he gave you a look?
No.
What is it?
No, like
It gives you that vibe.
Like every show, like they give me that vibe. Like, don't fucking talk to me, dude. Because
Right.
I'm just talk. Because you know they
Right.
think you're gonna like.
But are you threatened by
mess
that or
with them.
what?
No, I mean I usually gloss over because I only have 10 minutes up front, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into it.
You
with
should
him.
say exactly that to him. Like
Right.
whoever's acting like that, you just say that to him and just break the ice with him.
Yeah, I've done
Yeah.
that with like some guys, but some guys just look like they're just
Like buff dude with a V-neck. Like he's,
yeah, like ruin the mood and like just get all weird with it. Asians are very sensitive. I think definitely that's a hard part of it. Yeah.
I mean, it's the whole sensitivity shit. It's a tough time, I think, for Asian cats, because like there's a lot of Asian cats who's been made fun of for a long time. What I've noticed about a lot of Asian people is like they have this trauma, PTSD kind of trauma from like when they're young in America.
True.
Right.
You know, and I can tell because I'm on Twitter and I follow mad Asians and they're comedians and writers and shit, and motherfuckers are so angry about everybody all the time.
It reminds them of something that happened in an elementary
I
school.
think because a lot of them are from like the Midwest. Like, you know, we grew up like in Los Angeles.
Where it's like, so you grew up around a lot of
Yeah,
Asian
a lot
people.
of Asian people, and it's not like somebody was like chink or gook. Like you might get stomped down around here. You know what I mean? So like over there,
Yeah.
that Asian dude, only Asian kid in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He's like and moves to LA. Like he's just like, oh
Yeah.
damn, he just has all this PTSD
That's
and
true.
trauma.
Right.
I've seen this, like I see it a lot with the
Yeah.
Asian community now.
Yeah.
They're, you know.
Everyone has their own
So
story.
I get it. I get why they're angry. I just feel like it also comes off like they're not trained to just kind of mix in and talk funny with people about things, you know, without being overly like fuck the white dude or fuck this guy, or, you know what I mean? Like it comes off a certain way.
Asians don't know how to be ball busters. They get all weird with it, and you'll see something over and like really like, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, to me, it's like I'm automatic and instinct to me. If somebody comes at me like foul or some shit, I just want to roast back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just get all angry. Like I want to be funny back.
Yeah.
And I don't see that often. Like that kind of retaliation. You know,
We don't. We gotta lose our temper. Get all mad.
We gotta roast more.
Is that why Bobby Lee's so successful and maybe Joe Coy? Because they're kind of different with it. They roast back and they have like a lot of fun with it.
I
Yeah.
think
It's a different type of aspirational personality that they're exuding that other agents like, I like that.
That
I
looks
didn't see
cool.
that angle.
That
Yeah.
looks cool. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When cats, when you know people say funny shit to them, but they're just kind of laugh it off and then come back at
And they
you.
can handle it.
Yeah. And then because I come from the battle rap
I'm
shit
gonna
too.
put money in both of
Oh,
them.
thanks.
Both of us.
Oh shit! Okay,
Okay.
cool. Has that been an hour? Yeah. Thanks, PK. Fuck.
Thanks, brother.
But yeah, I mean, I just feel like I come from the battle rap world, so I got hit with all the Asian jokes or whatever.
Right.
But and then it's funny because I'll come back with some roast and shit. But if you see the comments, it's like mad Asian fans like angry for me.
Oh, because of what the person said. But
Yeah.
it's a battle.
That's what I'm saying.
And
And
they're gonna
this
say
is the
some shit.
funniest thing. I'm like, if I battled an Asian dude, I would come with mad Asian shit. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing is off limits, and I think that's what cats got to kind of realize.
YouTube made a battle movie, and
I was in it.
that's you, right?
Yeah, I was in
you know,
that.
that's so fucking funny. I'm like, you started talking about battle
It's
rapping.
called Bodied. Yeah,
Bodied, yeah. I just like I downloaded it on my phone.
That's funny.
Because
Yeah.
when I'm on Spirit Airlines, they have no TV, and I have YouTube.
That's
right,
funny.
and I was watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bodied. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
in the. Yeah, that's funny.
It was the homie, the director Joseph Kahn. He's known for like directing mad music videos back in the day. He's a big battle rap fan, and he started working on that movie with another battle rapper, and just put in like real battle rappers in it
Right.
and shit. Like the main two characters weren't real battle rappers, but the others were.
Right,
Like,
yeah, I
was.
know. The black dude is an actor.
Yeah, Jackie Long.
Jackie Long, yeah, and then
The white dude is
kid
an actor too.
is
Yeah,
an actor too, but he did pretty good.
he did. He
For-
was good. He
Yeah,
was
yeah.
all emotional and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of hateable too. A
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit. But the rest were all real battle rappers. like the Lebanese dude who's the villain,
Yeah.
like Megatron, whatever.
Yeah, that dude, he's funny. He's
Yeah.
There was this shit he did to that white kid with the glasses.
Glasses.
I was like, oh shit, this shit is
Yeah,
so
no,
funny.
and the funny thing is that's his whole persona, like in real battle rap.
Oh, well, I like that though.
He's
That-
like kind of the villain of the battle rap scene.
yeah, that's some WWE villain
Yeah.
intense shit. That shit is funny. Yeah, Body was pretty good.
That's so funny you saw that. I feel like not a lot of people kind of gave it a chance, but it was actually pretty good. Like,
No, it's
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with it is like, why does the white guy have to get so good at the thing?
People had criticisms about that.
So yeah,
But I think that what the director was trying to do is make him a little bit hateable for it too,
Right.
because there's that scene like where he's in like the kitchen with Jackie and his wife, and
Yeah.
the wife's like roasting him for like coming into this world, and you know.
yeah, but still,
Yeah.
how does the white nerdy kid
Right, right,
get ahead of the game
Yeah,
and
yeah,
be
yeah.
better than everybody?
Right.
You know that. You know,
Yeah, no, I feel that. It's always maybe they could have.
still a good movie. Still worth watching.
Yeah.
It's definitely some dope ass battles in there and shit.
It could have been tight with like a nerdy black kid or something like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
They could have did that.
That's
But-
different
but-
than like
uh-huh.
coming out the hood, like just
Yeah.
something different, you know.
Yeah, I just think, in marketing, like a white lead is gonna I guess get more views. So
You think so? You think that?
I mean that's how it used to be. Like what's their explanation for not using a black nerdy kid?
Well, I mean, the whole thing was that he was doing a paper, like
Could it be there's black nerdy kids
yeah.
that's in school like
Yeah.
doing a paper?
But I think it was like a race-driven storyline, like a white kid trying to penetrate this kind of scene and, in a sense, exploit it too a little bit. You know, you know, like trying to make him a villain, like an anti-hero kind of dude. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the fact that they were aware, and so they did make him kind of he won, but he still lost. You know, that type of thing. So it wasn't like they did what they did, but they still were aware.
Yeah, we just found out he saw a movie it was one of the few movies I was ever into. Body, the battle rap movie.
I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, which was
that's
so
cool.
crazy.
Good,
I've
man.
never had one guest who's come
that's
on my
funny, yeah.
show.
I'm looking at him, but it's like,
Yeah, it's so
it's
funny.
no different. Yeah, that's funny.
He's one of the best rappers in the world right here.
Nah,
for real.
But I come from the battle rap world, so we were just talking about like how just handling roasting and shit like that. I think that's the next wave of like cool Asian cats coming into entertainment and media, just knowing how to just fucking hold your own.
Yeah.
In that world.
Be witty,
Yeah.
fast. Yeah, not be sensitive and.
That's you, man. That's you too.
Yeah, it's not really my type of comedy, but I'm trying to do a lot more crowd work now and just have fun with it and just like yesterday I saw these two guys. They're twin brothers and they had they're very similar wives. And they look like a double mint commercial. I didn't know
That's
that.
crazy.
I didn't know I knew the whole song, the double pleasure, and I was singing to them. Everybody was cracking up. They were mad. They were like,
Oh, they were in the crowd or
The
what?
guys were like, I'm like, why are you mad? A double
Because they
mint.
probably used to hearing that. Shit.
Oh,
Right.
They've been mad at double mint.
What if
gum?
they did that at the same time? They were just like,
They were. They did, dude. They did it at the same time.
They frowned at the same time.
Oh my god. Yo, I mean, come on. You can't if you go to a comedy show with twin
They were in the
brothers,
front.
you're gonna
They
get
were
it,
in
bro.
the front
Just
row.
stop hanging out with your brother. Just say, yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I love you. We have this connection, but we can't hang out no more.
Exactly. And they didn't even sit on the outside, put the wives in the, they sat next to each other and the wives were on the outside and they
Oh
were
my
like,
God.
Brothers, man.
yeah, the brothers.
Twins are just a weird thing. I got twin homies that do the same thing. They hang out together,
Hilarious.
identical. Like, just I'm like, get a perm or something. Like, just add a little flavor.
Yeah, stop confusing us, assholes.
Like, damn, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the funny bits you have about Asians that we have long torsos. When we get off the stool, we have the same height. It's
Oh, yeah.
funny. Is there any other observations you've had about Asians? I don't know, just like, and you've done a lot of Asian shows too. And I remember with Asian Night too, at Laugh Factory back in the day, or just Asian crowds.
What are your thoughts on Asian people?
No, because you've done a
So-
lot of Asian crowds. Are we more quiet or are we more reserved or?
No, I just try to, like, my approach is like I'm just gonna have fun, and just coming from like doing like black comedy shows a lot when I started out, where you could get booed. Like it just built up a way to approach like the majority of crowds and to get something out of them that is going to make my night feel good or make their night feel good. You know what I mean? So like the mentality, my mentality and my plan of attack doesn't even matter what race you are, how old you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or I've been, when I was a young comic and I had a limited amount of material or a view of the world, like I'd get in situations that I couldn't like win in, you know what I mean? But like all those experiences like just helped me like just be able to like deal with shit.
Do you like adjust to and read the room sometimes before you just go in on something and maybe like switch up something in the last minute?
I've just already adjusted in life.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the type of comedy that I'm doing is like, a lot of it is observational but personal, and a lot of people have been through these experiences, so it's just still relatable. It doesn't matter who you are. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about that because, you know, what you were saying when you're doing a lot of these rooms, that was black comedy nights, and now there's like these Asian comedy nights.
Yeah. Well, it's been going on, but now there's a lot more.
Yeah.
There's so many new Asian comedians.
Well, I'm sure
now.
there's all there's like, you know, Latino comedy nights and all that, but like obviously the black comedy nights, they have a reputation. Like it's like, is it harder necessarily, or is it just a different vibe? What is it like? Or is it more brutal, or they're looking for something? I mean,
I think so. This is my assessment. Could be when I started doing black comedy, I think a lot of audiences' idea of comedy was like from watching Showtime and the Apollo.
right.
So when you were doing black comedy clubs back then, like I think the audience was like, you could be like 10 jokes in ripping, one joke bad, they'd boo you.
Yeah.
Because that's the idea of show, and you're like, damn, I thought we built a 10 joke relationship, but it didn't mean anything.
But I know
now,
that feeling. I know that feeling.
But now there's more leeway. Like audiences
right.
black audiences have been to more shows.
Yeah.
And you know they're. But before, I felt like earlier as a black comic, you had to being in New York, you had to just come hard.
You can't have one dull moment.
No dull moments.
That's funny you said that because you get that actually in the rap world too, like in battle rap too.
Yeah.
Like if you have one dud
and it just
punchline,
you lose the momentum.
they boo you.
Yeah.
Like they'll boo you. Like and it's crazy. Like I've seen it. You know, I'm watching and it's like really unfair too. You know, the rappers just like, come on, man, just chill.
Yeah.
I thought we had a 10 joke relationship.
Yeah. No, that's real.
It quickly goes south after one. Yeah.
He broke up with me because I looked at another girl. It's like, it's that simple.
Just looking.
Yeah, no, that is funny. That's real though. I think a comedy, that's why it's tough. Like to even have an hour special nowadays too. Like I'll watch that special on Netflix, and if you lose me for a second, like I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know, I think attention spans are so much shorter too.
Yeah.
I think
way shorter.
It's
now.
hard to do a whole hour, watch it, be entertained by a whole thing. You know, I'm just for the general audience.
Yeah.
You know,
attention span.
I think a lot of cats have been putting out those Netflix specials. That's like, you know, 5 comedians in one special, and they're all doing like a 15-minute or 10-minute thing now.
Right.
Like little mixtape kind of joints.
That's a dream. That's my next dream, is try to get in that mixtape. Just being on that one of those, it just helps you so much.
Do you have like a manager and stuff?
I have like a, call it like touring and, but I haven't done much, It's just right now I'm just trying to build material for whatever's
You're
next.
Funny too, man.
Thank you.
I know I've ever told you that before.
Say
though.
that is
but I've said that to you
endorsement.
after the Laugh Factory. After PK got jokes. He got some good ass jokes.
I like
Thank
all this
you.
shit with your family and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Is your wife like pretty supportive of like? I mean, you've been doing this for a minute too. Like,
I know.
has she always been
15
supportive from the
years.
jump?
Yeah.
Till now.
I love that she's supportive, but. She's a human being too. It's kind of like, hey, are you gonna make money from this? Like when
did that
part?
when did that happen? Like within the 15 years?
When,
Like
when we had our unplanned had our third kid, it put a huge strain. We're living check to check, even though we're both working full time. I'm working 2 jobs, living check to check, and the comedy checks are just small, So it's kind of like, if I'm gonna go do a gig, I better make it worthwhile. I can't just go do some random gig,
Right.
you know, come back negative, like, you know,
Yeah.
do some 20-person gig, you know. So it's like I have to always think, is this gonna bring money to the family every gig? You know, that's the part where
That's the tough thing about passion, because you really get passionate about something and you come home not making a single dime, but you still feel like it's like all in a day's work. That's the fucked up thing. You come back and you just still feel like you did some shit.
Yeah, and they're like, you didn't do shit.
They remind you real quick.
You cost me. but you work it out, man.
I've always, I don't think you should ever downplay everything you've done. I always give you mad credit for, you know, putting so many Asian artists on early on too, you know, giving a platform for cats.
Thank you. I mean, the dream is real. I remember last year, Joe Coy let me open for him in Irvine for 2 weekends in a row. It was like 16 sold out shows in a row. All these Filipinos adding me after every show on Instagram. And then we took a tour bus to K-Town, and then we
How long ago was this?
Last year.
This is before the Netflix special came out?
This is after the first one came out, and it was already blowing up, and then like once the second one hit,
that second one,
the second one was
sent
like
them
the one
over. I feel like
Dude,
something happened, because you know, I've been following Joe for a minute too.
No, he was already
but-
a star, but he became a rock
Nah,
star.
it wasn't like this.
Dude, he's a
Right.
rock
This was
star
some
now.
new shit. You know what I
He's-
mean? I don't know what. I think
he's
it was
at
the
that
second special, right? Is
going-
that what happened, or what?
Yeah, the
Which
second
one is the special
No.
that he shot himself?
Live in Seattle is the one he shot himself, and then the last one.
But I feel like the Hawaii one
The
was
Hawaii
the one that
one,
really
oh my
sent them
God.
over or
Yeah.
something. Because I watched the Seattle one and I saw like Cats was on it, but the Hawaii one, it felt like everyone was kind of like
he's touring like
watching
Kevin
it.
Hart now. It's crazy.
What was you said you had something to say about Joe Coy?
Well, I wanted to like shit on him because he's a friend of mine, and he was on Eric Swartz's podcast talking about, I was broke. I spent all my money to make this special, and I got turned down. And I was like, wait a minute, you were rich. Like, you making a special is not going to use up all your money, Joe. You're doing like 15 shows a night, like you're saying.
Right.
But I have to be sure of which special he shot himself and when it was, because I might be like just a little off, but I just want to fuck with him, just period anyway, because I know him. Like when he first moved to LA from Vegas, he used to like stay at my house.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then he used to have all these connects, and we used to get us daughter clothes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
he
sneakers
told that
and shit
story
like
here.
that.
Yeah.
And he used to make skate videos and shit like that.
Oh,
No, not skate, the dance video.
B-boy, yeah,
Right.
he's like
The
a
B-boy video.
yeah.
Yeah. So like, but he was always like technologically advanced. He used the B-boy shit and the skills he had for making those videos to making like
Social media stuff.
Social media
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So he always had that advantage. And I remember shit when he met his girl, when they got pregnant, and I was like, shit, there's a brand new comic. How's he gonna do this?
Yeah.
And then getting into the Laugh Factory,
Right.
and then getting into it with the Laugh Factory and not being able to go back, and like he's done an amazing shit. But fuck you, Joe.
I heard about him for the first time like back in the day when I was way younger through your shit.
Collaboration.
I was
And
there.
Laugh Factory all the time. We used to hang out in K-Town, and
He was
I
very
remember
K-Town.
I
Joe was
held
the
Joe
honorary
Jr. as a
K-Town,
baby
yeah.
too. I remember.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just gone to another stratosphere now.
Yeah, he did the Forum and shit.
The Forum twice, sold out the Forum twice, like 2 nights in a row, and he sold out like 17 nights in Hawaii in a row at this theater.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
I mean that is crazy, just kind of selling out the shit. It's just one dude up there, you know.
Yeah. And
Like,
it's not like a rock band. There's all this stuff. It's just
that's what I'm
microphone.
saying. You don't like that sound check is easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just go up there, test the mic. I mean,
It's so easy. You send somebody else to do it for you.
that's real. I mean, you might as well, right?
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, what's like a comedian rock star tour life like? Is it pretty? It must be way more chill than like a musician's, or does it get crazy?
Don't look at
too?
me. I don't
What's-
know.
what's a
I don't know
musician's like?
anything.
I mean, it's pretty turnt, you know, like it's, you know, there's partying, drinking drugs, girls, groupies. I mean, you know, kind of the shit you would expect from it.
My wife,
it
my
all-
wife doesn't let me party with him,
That's
by the way.
hilarious.
I can only hang out with him in daytime.
It's hilarious. Yeah, it depends on the comic, you know what I mean? Some comics like to get turned, some just like are family people.
I feel
they
like
can't do none of that.
it's because a lot of the comedians though, like when you become that rock star status, you're like more older and more mature. So I assume that it's less crazy because of that. You know what I mean? Because the rapper kid, like rappers are super young now. It's like they're still like, you know, you throw that shit at them and they're not ready for it and they just wow the fuck out, you know?
Well, let me ask you something about hip hop. And you talk about young rappers.
Yeah.
Like, so J. Cole had beef with what rapper? This young white kid, right?
Did he?
Yeah. I forgot the name of the kid, but J. Cole, so they was squashing their beef. They were sitting down to talk.
Yeah.
And they were talking about their experiences of making it. And J. Cole said, yeah, since I was 8, you know, my older cousin or whatever had this tape and he played it. And then I started rapping since I was 8. And then J. Cole made it maybe like in his 20s.
Right.
And then the kid was like, yeah, man. This young white kid. I said, yeah, man, I remember 2 years ago, I got into rapping. I made my first mixtape.
Yeah.
Or first record, put it on, and then it blew up. And J. Cole was staring at the guy like, 2 years ago?
Oh, you're talking about Lil Pump.
Lil Pump.
Yeah. And they sat down together.
Yeah, they sat down. And it's like, so how long you been rapping?
Me?
Yeah.
I've been rapping for 15 years
15
now.
years?
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel, or just seeing how fast somebody can make it rapid now without, like, comedy's different. You still got to put in your time. There's some once in a while there's a comic
but there's some
that makes it like fast, but like Tiffany Haddish been doing it a minute.
Right.
Joe been doing it a minute. Like, you know, a lot of people been doing it a minute.
You're saying
you know?
it's happening less in the comedy world.
No, I'm saying making it like immediately
Right.
happens
There
in
isn't
hip hop.
There isn't that in comedy, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
Not really, no.
Not really.
Immediately, the only person I remember that everybody was kind of like, whoa, he came out of nowhere and blew up fast was Gerard Carmichael.
Gerard, yeah.
Damn,
Gerard.
everybody was like, where did he come from?
3-4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He was more of a fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got
everybody
he
was
fast
like,
tracked.
yeah. I
Right.
remember all the headliners were like, where did this guy come from?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
But then he kind of faded. He's kind of chilling.
No,
He's
Gerard
chilling
is
now?
doing so much
Oh, he's
shit.
Nah, he's
Oh,
like
he produced Rami's show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he's.
Yeah,
Okay.
that
Yeah,
shit
he's
just
making
won a
movies.
fucking Emmy and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't know.
Yeah, he's
I don't
doing
know,
a
Golden
ton of
Globe or
shit.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do I feel about it? No, I don't feel
Or-
any type of way. I just I think I feel kind of bad for them a little bit. And I'm even though they're successful, I feel like a lot of cats aren't ready to handle that. You
Right.
know, I feel like, you know, my shit's always been a steady thing, but I feel like I got a more level-headed situation. I'm like happy. Like these kids like aren't gonna be able to handle aging. I feel like
Yeah.
you know, like motherfuckers is dying in the early 20s and shit. They don't even make it to the 27 club. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't know how they're gonna be able to handle that. They're like young forever, and it's like when you get old, you're like, oh shit, no, it's not forever. I guess like
Definitely
Like
not
how long
forever.
the baby been rapping?
apparently, I mean, Baby's been around.
Okay.
I heard he's been around slanging, you know, mixtapes and shit. Like
Okay.
he was at South by like in a diaper slanging mixtapes,
Hilarious.
and that was his
I
like
heard.
marketing thing and shit. But this was like years before he even blew up.
But
I-
like, and look at like Tekashi. How long was he rapping before
Yeah,
he made it?
he just came out the gate and like he was, you know, doing his thing. But I mean, like that's a trajectory that is another sad trajectory
Right.
for a young cat, you know.
Maybe when he gets out, he'll do something that has never been done before.
Conscious
Because-
rap or what?
I just it'll be crazy if he's able to continue his hip hop career
It will be
based
crazy.
on you know. But if he does, then that'll be unprecedented.
What if he comes out sounding like Common? Just goofy on. Just
Who do you listen to, or who's your favorite?
It's funny, like, because a lot of rappers are making it so fast, and they haven't like matured the time to mature into good rappers. So you know, if I'm listening to hip hop, it's still Drake, it's still Kanye, it's still
So it's not
There's
like
some
super
name.
young cats. It's like it's more.
nah, because I listen to him and I'm like, this ain't that great.
You don't like it,
Yeah, lyrically, it's not that great.
right?
You know, there's older people that aren't that great, but there's still these people are like successful open micers.
Do you
of
like
hip-hop.
UK stuff like
Or Jamaica?
the garage and grime and
I used to listen to that stuff. Yeah.
Skepta and all that?
I don't even remember all the names, but I used to listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
Is he a rapper or a DJ?
He's both.
He's both.
But he has a banger out.
Oh, right.
Bossy. You heard that one?
I might have.
It's
Oh, yeah?
It's nice, dude. I was like, he got a hit on that one.
All right. He got a show on Netflix about it.
I don't know about that show, but
that's hilarious.
But yeah.
Can I ask you? I was a personal question. I was just since you're here, in K-Town. Have you ever dated an Asian girl? Because I've seen you with some very beautiful girls. I don't know if they're friends or just.
Oh, where he's
yeah,
a player.
when I was in New York, I dated like, what was? She was
Comic?
like half. Nah, she was half black, half Korean. She was like a war baby.
Yeah.
Comic or.
No, she wasn't a comic.
Like parents met on base or something. Yeah. Half Korean, half black. That's a nice mix.
I know, because she's an Asian girl with a booty then, right?
Yeah.
It's which is rare.
Yeah.
No, that's a cute. I had a huge crush on a half black, half Korean girl growing up, but I hit puberty late. So when I was like 15, and we were both the same age, and she looked fully developed, and I was like my voice was cracking and shit, and she had a huge crush on me.
Oh, word.
But she was like a little bigger than me, way curvier, and I was like nerdy with braces and shit, and like, damn, man. Yeah.
One of the biggest rappers in Korea is half black, half Korean. Tasha. She's like probably like one of the top, right?
Of course, the top rapper there is half black.
It worked out for her. She used her ethnicity.
Yeah, she's dope.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Ian, thank you for coming on the show.
Pleasure, fam.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
He's giving us the Corona Daps.
Yeah.
As he
Corona Daps, baby.
That was how I
Daps.
met him. He came in. He was like, "I'm gonna give you the Corona Dap." I'm like, "Nice to meet you too, bro."
Sorry, man. It's just not hugging time. I like to
Yeah.
come in,
I don't
hug everybody, and say what's up.
But I want to make sure you be giving the Corona Daps to everybody.
Yeah.
Not just Asians. All right.
You know, it's funny. Like that's my intention too.
Yeah.
Like, you're at the comedy club at night, but then there's the one person that can make you out of reflex.
Yeah.
And shake their hand, and then you're shaking their hand in front of everybody you already dapped. So then they're looking at you like, this motherfucker.
That's so true.
That's
man.
fucking funny.
That's hilarious.
Shit.
Dude.
So they think you like
that you favor this person
Yeah.
more. No, I didn't want to shake this motherfucker. I'm going to the bathroom right now.
I know, you have to pull out
wash
the
his
Purell
hand.
in front of them.
Yeah, exactly. See, I don't like this motherfucker more
that
than
is
you guys.
so fucking funny. Yeah,
hilarious.
like what is it? Like you just the reflex is like
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, it's a reflex. Like if you hit me on the knee with a hammer, my leg's gonna kick out. Yeah.
What's coming up? Is there anything? I mean, you always got shows, but is there
Right.
any other shit that's popping off?
Well, like you asked me a lot about writing,
Yeah.
but now I had a special out last year on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to blow up on the road and do more road gigs. So if everybody just goes to ianedwardscomedian.com, you see my dates there.
Yeah.
I'll be in Toronto. I'll be in Canada. I'll be in Melbourne for the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and also for the Sydney Comedy Festival. I'm in Tampa next week.
Yeah.
Be in Calgary. I'm out there.
Sydney got a lot of Asians too.
Yeah.
So pull up.
Dom's been everywhere, man.
Let's get the Asian army over there.
Can I say this one last thing? Thanks, Dom, for letting me invite Ian. You're definitely, I am kissing your ass right now, but you're one of the
just give me compliments. I'll take them.
Yeah, you're one of the best in the world. Now,
Thanks,
all the headliner comedians say it too. You're respected by all the comedians. But for me personally, when you did me and Walter's radio show at Radio Korea, you're always down to earth. There's nothing diva about you. You did collaboration.
Okay, let me tell you right now. I already know that. Yeah, you are showing up for my man PK here. You did the fucking Radio Korea radio show.
You came there.
The collaboration.
Cafe Blue collaboration, and you were always down to earth. So for me personally, when I run into you, I always say like, thank you so much.
Is there like a Korean badge or pin we can give him as like a key to the K-Town city of some sort?
It's just you're always just cool. So thank you. Yeah,
thanks. So thanks for inviting me to do all those things. They were fun.
Yo, PK, thank you so much. Love you for always bridging these gaps. And then Ian, thank you so much for coming. Tune in next week for another episode of Fun with Dumb.
Yep.